Los Angeles, 1947. A city of contradictions. Sunlit streets masking dark corners where luxury lived side by side with desperation. Among the young dreamers drifting through Hollywood's golden age was a woman named Elizabeth Short. She was stylish, mysterious, and unforgettable. But behind the allure was a darker story, one that would explode into headlines and leave behind one of the most chilling mysteries in American true crime. They called her the Black Dahlia. And for decades, her name has been whispered alongside the question, who killed her and why?
Welcome to Haunted Hangout, a podcast for those fascinated by the unexplained, captivated by the paranormal, and entranced by the absurd. I'm your host, Chelsea.
And I'm your host, Liz.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Today we're talking about the Black Dahlia.
Yes. I know nothing about this. Like nothing. So I'm excited.
Get ready, because Jesus effing Christ, has the last couple days been a lot for me. No, it's actually like, I knew of the story and I've listened to like multiple podcast episodes of this, but actually like being the one to like go into it, like this is already going to be really long. And I had to like not include so much stuff. Oh, I tried to just include everything that's like relevant.
Yeah, relevant.
But
the main points.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. Before we go into that, though, anything that we should discuss? There is one thing that's come. Oh.
Now we have to pretend that we didn't hang out for like 4 hours before this.
We just saw each other now.
It's our first time.
We weren't at the mall.
We weren't shopping.
No, we need to fucking talk about fucking Annabelle.
Oh,
she's burning shit down.
I know. It's crazy. My friend, so last week when we were recording our podcast, my friend sent me that video and we were watching it at the end, and like it's basically just a video about how Annabelle's being moved, and then at the very end, like my dog
oh my god, Murph was outside. He wasn't even in the room.
He wasn't even in the room, and we like just started. Sorry, it wasn't at the end of the video. I misspoke. It was at the beginning of the video.
It was right when they were like opening the glass.
Right when they were opening the glass, my dog started freaking out.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Murph the Schmurf.
Murph the Schmurf.
Murph the Schmurf.
But like, again, when we recorded last week, that's when they were like taking her. Yeah. But now that she's at these other places, that fucking plantation burned down.
I saw that.
Which, like, good. It should burn down, but
honestly.
Like, what the fuck?
Yep. All I could think of was like, she's a harbinger of doom.
Oh, she is. She's like Mothman.
Literally.
A harbinger of doom.
Of doom.
Mothman is a harbinger of doom. I feel like she's the one causing the doom here.
He's just like, hey, there's doom about to
happen. Hey,
happen.
something's about to happen. Annabelle's like, yo.
I'm here.
Watch out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and then the, something in New Orleans burnt down too. Or like part of it did. You know, Marie Laveau, the voodoo?
I did see that, yes.
Where she lived, I think. Like, half of it burned down or something.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't see the full thing. I just saw that, like, something burnt down in New Orleans, and, yeah.
So, Hannibal's getting up to some shit. And again...
It truly is.
Why was she moved?
I don't understand.
Why did we take her out?
Apparently, she goes on this tour, though. Like, this is not the first time that she's gone on a tour. Yeah.
But...
That's what I learned from the one TikTok video. I could just be spreading misinformation.
Why does there need to be an Annabelle tour?
I don't think there needs to be.
Just go, if you really want to see Annabelle, just go visit her at the
Warrens
Museum.
Yeah.
Like they literally, the Warrens literally said like, don't move her.
Yeah.
Leave her here. And then they're like, we're gonna take her on tour!
I know, it's just,
Ugh. Yeah. There's something weird going on there.
There definitely is. Yeah.
And then like, I saw a couple videos too of the I think it was the Nottoway plantation that burned down. And like, people are, this is not me saying this. This is people on TikTok saying that they like see like spirits, like, in the flames and stuff, and I'm like, ugh, okay, like, a lot of layers to that one, but, like,
yeah.
I think Annabelle needs to go back home. She needs to be put back in her glass box and never taken it again. So. Yeah, that's all I had.
I mean, it's pretty wild what's going on.
It is wild. Okay, I'll just dive in then, because this one be a doozy.
Get to it.
It might be kind of long. It might be kind of long. This is also, I'm assuming most people will be familiar with this case, but if you're not, this is a trigger warning. I'm talking about murder and torture and other things that it might not be pleasant to hear, if that's a trigger for you. So
as long as the dogs are okay, I'm good.
Dogs are good. There's no dogs in this one.
God, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so trigger warning for that. On the morning of January 15th, 1947, Betty Bersinger was walking with her child along Norton Avenue in Los Angeles when she spotted something unusual in a vacant lot. At first, Betty thought it was a mannequin.
No.
It's never a mannequin. But as she came closer, she realized that what she was seeing was a body, and it was severed in half at the waist. Betty quickly ran to contact the LA Police Department. Although the body bore numerous deep cuts, there was no blood at the scene. Investigators concluded that the victim had been murdered elsewhere and then placed in the empty lot. The body appeared to have been thoroughly cleaned, the internal organs had been removed, the body had been drained of blood, and the cuts seemed to have been executed with surgical precision.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Oh, just you wait. The LAPD were quickly able to identify the body via fingerprints as 22-year-old Elizabeth Short. Short's fingerprints had been on file as she had been previously arrested for underage drinking a few years earlier. An autopsy was performed on Short's body the next day. Her body showed signs of restraint and torture, including deep cuts at the corners of her mouth that spread almost to her ears, a brutal injury known as a Glasgow smile. They believe that Elizabeth Short endured around 4 hours of torture before her death. The official cause of death was listed as cerebral hemorrhage from the deep cuts to her face and shock from the strikes to her head. News of Short's death spread rapidly, drawing crowds of reporters to the scene. What followed was a media frenzy filled with speculation and misinformation. Press began referring to her as the Black Dahlia, a nickname that had reportedly been given to Elizabeth Short before her death, inspired by the 1946 film The Blue Dahlia, as well as her jet black hair and her known preference for wearing black. So, Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, and grew up outside Boston, Massachusetts, with her parents, Cleo and Phoebe, and 4 sisters. When she was 6 years old, her father lost the family savings in the 1929 stock market crash. Soon after, his car was found abandoned on the Charlestown Bridge, and it was believed that he had taken his own life.
Oh, sad.
Just wait. At 16, Short moved to Florida and spent the next few years relocating to various parts of the country. In 1942, her mother, Phoebe, received a shocking letter from Short's father, who had been presumed dead for over a decade.
What?
Oh, he was alive.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
What
Faked his
an
own
a-hole.
death. He revealed he had started a new life in Northern California. Yep. Shortly after, 18-year-old Short moved in with him, but the reunion was brief as she moved out in 1943. Later that year, she relocated to Santa Barbara, which is where she was arrested for underage drinking, and she was sent back home to live with her mother in Massachusetts. A few weeks later, she moved again to Florida, where she resided for a while before returning to LA in the summer of 1946. In the final 6 months of her life, Short reportedly lived in several places around the city while taking on various jobs. She was also said to have dated a number of men during this time. Though she faced financial challenges, she always seemed to have enough to cover her rent and basic needs. Just weeks before her murder, Short left Los Angeles to stay with a friend in San Diego. She allegedly confided in this friend that she was hiding from an ex-boyfriend out of fear. During her visit, 2 men and a woman came to the house asking for her. Visibly panicked and frightened, Short refused to see them. Soon after, she decided it was time to relocate. On January 8th, Short left San Diego with a traveling salesman she'd been seeing. They returned to Los Angeles, where he dropped her off at the Biltmore Hotel. She told him she was meeting her sister, but this was later proven to be untrue, as her sister confirmed they had never arranged to see each other.
Interesting.
Yeah. That evening, hotel staff reported seeing Short in the lobby, making several phone calls, appearing anxious and distressed. Around 10 p.m., Elizabeth Short left the Biltmore Hotel. According to the bell captain, someone outside the building caught her attention through the lobby windows and motioned for her to follow. Without hesitation, she stepped into the night and was never seen alive again. This would be the last confirmed sighting of Elizabeth Short before her body was discovered days later. Short's exact whereabouts between leaving the Biltmore Hotel and the discovery of her remains are not completely known, but there are numerous alleged sightings of Short during this span. However, none have been proven as absolute fact. One of these sightings comes from Officer Merle McBride, who claimed to have encountered her on January 14th, just hours before her body was found. According to McBride, Short was visibly upset and told her someone had threatened to kill her. She accompanied her back to a bar where she had left her purse, but by then, the man who allegedly made the threat was gone. McBride left, but later saw Short leaving the same bar with 2 men and a woman. Short was murdered just hours later. So I want to put in here, a lot of people associate this case and Elizabeth Short with, she was in Hollywood wanting to be, like, she was like an aspiring actress.
Okay.
That's like a big thing that like people talk about with this case.
Okay.
But that might not actually be true.
Interesting.
It's, so one like thing that I saw online said like popular myth claims she had dreams of becoming a Hollywood actress, but there's no actual evidence that she pursued a career in the film industry. Like she didn't actually like
try to be an actress.
Yeah, like she
wasn't going to audition. She didn't have like an agent. Yeah,
exactly. Like she hadn't done any like acting jobs or anything like that. I think it was just like a thing that when this happened, the media like went wild with it, and I think that was something that they like put in there to like sell more papers. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, she was like an actress and she got murdered. Yes. Like that is more like, I don't know,
newsworthy,
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, she really just was just trying to fucking live her life and figure her stuff out. That's what it seems like.
She was so young.
She's only 22.
Yeah.
So following the harrowing discovery of Elizabeth Short's body, the Los Angeles Police Department began its investigation, which would ultimately last around 3 years. On January 24th, 1947, a manila envelope addressed to the Los Angeles Examiner and other Los Angeles papers was discovered. It had been sent from downtown Los Angeles and intercepted at Terminal Annex. What?
I'm just scared for what's gonna be in this
No. No, there's nothing gross in it.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you okay? It's just an envelope.
I thought it was gonna be like a severed ear.
No. So it had been sent from downtown Los Angeles and intercepted at Terminal Annex, a central mail processing facility. The envelope included a letter using cutout words from newspaper clippings that said, "Here is Dahlia's belongings." Inside were Elizabeth Short's birth certificate, business cards, photographs, a list of names, and an address book. So clearly, like, she probably had all of that on her, and then whoever killed her, like, took it.
But, like, who carries around a birth certificate?
Maybe she didn't have, like, it doesn't say, like, driver's license was something they found, so maybe she didn't have her driver's license, so, like, that's how, like, rather than, like, showing, like, if you're getting ID'd at, like, a bar or something, like, maybe you show that.
Can you imagine bringing your birth certificate to a bar?
I mean, it was the 40s.
Yeah, that's a good
right? Point. So all of the items had been wiped clean with gasoline, mirroring how Short's body had been meticulously cleaned. Investigators contacted approximately 75 men listed in the address book, though most claimed to have only met her briefly. In the weeks following Elizabeth Short's murder, the police and the media received a flood of letters and notes from individuals claiming to have information about the Black Dahlia case. While the majority were quickly dismissed as hoaxes, a few stood out, particularly one ominous note written in bold, all capital letters. Here it is. Turning in Wednesday, January 29th, 10 a.m. Had my fun at police. It was chillingly signed, Black Dahlia Avenger. However, the promised surrender never came. Days later, a second note arrived at the Los Angeles Times stating, "Have changed my mind. You would not give me a square deal. Dahlia killing was justified." By February 1st, after numerous dead-end leads and fruitless correspondence, police made the decision to abandon any further attempts to communicate with Short's alleged killer by mail. So the precision of the cuts on Elizabeth Short's body led police to suspect someone with medical training. This theory prompted a search warrant for the nearby USC Medical School, located close to where her body was discovered. However, despite multiple interviews and background checks, the investigation turned up no promising leads. As months went by, suspects were ruled out, and the media continued to sensationalize the case, often spreading misinformation. In 1949, a grand jury was convened to examine the LAPD's ongoing failure to solve major homicide cases, including Elizabeth Short's. During the proceedings, Detective Harry Hansen testified that he believed the killer had medical knowledge, citing the precise manner in which Short's body was severed. Despite renewed interviews with friends, family, and potential suspects, the investigation remained at a standstill. Over the course of the 3-year investigation, the LAPD received numerous tips, leads, and even false confessions, but no one was ever charged with Elizabeth Short's murder. And now I'm going to talk about the million suspects.
Okay.
There's quite a few.
All right.
But there's one, I'm convinced this one guy did it.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Who we got for contestant number 1?
Oh, man. So, soon after Elizabeth Short's body was found on January 15th, 1947, police identified and questioned the last known person to have seen her alive, a married, red-haired traveling salesman named Robert Red Manley.
His middle name's Red. He has red hair.
No, his nickname.
Oh.
That's his nickname.
I was like, what are the odds of that?
They were like, oh, this baby
wow,
has red hair.
Has red hair. Oh.
No, that was his
That
nickname.
makes more sense.
Yes. So Manley was the traveling salesman who had picked her up in San Diego and then driven her back to Los Angeles, where he dropped her off at the Biltmore Hotel. Initially considered a suspect, Manley was subjected to a polygraph test, which he passed, and authorities ultimately found no evidence linking him to the murder. And then
contestant number 2.
In 1995, a book titled Daddy Was the Black Dahlia Killer was released, in which author Janice Knowlton alleged that her father, George Knowlton, was responsible for the murder of Elizabeth Short. According to Janice, she began recovering repressed memories in the late 1980s, long after her father had passed away. In those memories, she recalled him molesting her and killing a young woman she knew as Aunt Betty.
Oh, no.
She claimed to have witnessed her father beat Elizabeth Short to death with a claw hammer when she was just 10 years old at their family home in Westminster, California. Janice also wrote that he forced her to help dispose of the body. She was 10.
Jeez.
However, her claims have been widely dismissed. Janice's own stepsister, who lived with George Knowlton for 16 years, publicly denied the accusations. The LAPD also rejected the theory, noting that her story didn't align with the known facts of the case. Like, beating someone with a claw hammer is like, she didn't have those injuries, really.
Who goes and writes a book about the...
So this is the thing. It's very possible that her father did, in fact, kill someone, but it wasn't Elizabeth Short. It was someone else. Yeah. Because clearly her father was a psycho.
Yeah.
So still, Janice and her co-author, Michael Newton, argued that there was circumstantial evidence connecting George Knowlton to Short. They pointed out that police once had a suspect named George, who drove a tan car, similar to the one Knowlton owned. Additionally, a man who had dated one of Short's former roommates reportedly recalled meeting someone named Georgie, whose background bore a resemblance to George Knowlton's.
So he probably did kill someone.
I think it's likely that this man did in fact kill someone, but I don't think it was Elizabeth Short.
Yeah.
Either way, still fucking awful. So in 1996, Los Angeles Times columnist Larry Harnish began investigating the Black Dahlia case and uncovered some unsettling connections between Elizabeth Short and a doctor named Walter Bailey. Harnish discovered that Bailey's sister was acquainted with Short's sister, and that Bailey had once maintained a medical office near the Biltmore Hotel, where Short was last seen. Even more chilling, her body was discovered just 1 block from Bailey's ex-wife's home. Bailey also closely matched the psychological profile of the killer created by FBI profiler John Douglas, And as a doctor, it's possible that he may have had the expertise to perform the precise bisections seen in Short's murder. Harnish theorizes that Bailey, who was recently divorced and possibly suffering from early onset Alzheimer's, may have encountered Short near the Biltmore. After spending time together, something may have triggered a violent outburst. And then to further torment his ex-wife, he may have chosen to leave the body a mere 45-second walk from her front door.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So one of the most surprising suspects is also one of the most famous. Acclaimed director and actor Orson Welles. Mary Pacios, who grew up with Elizabeth Short in Massachusetts, discussed this theory in her 1999 book, Childhood Shadows, The Hidden Story of the Black Dahlia Murder. Pacios began researching the case to dispel myths about Short. This research led her to believe that Welles could have been responsible for Short's murder, as his name kept appearing. Pacios believed that Welles may have had a condition called diphasic personality, a disorder...
Oh, sorry, you're about to tell me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
A disorder often attributed to serial killers in which someone can become violently aggressive when frustrated. She also points to a magic act that Welles performed in the 1940s in which he pretended to cut a woman in half.
Huh.
But also I feel like cutting a woman in half is
like
a pretty... that's like a pretty...
That's like the...
Like...
It's like level 1 magic.
So yeah, I feel like every magician at one point does that.
Like, I'm gonna cut someone in half. Yeah.
And as well as mannequins Welles designed with mutilated faces for the 1947 film The Lady from Shanghai is also, that one's a bit a little far-fetched, in my opinion. Another theory presented by Donald H. Wolfe in his 2006 book The Mob, the Mogul, and the Murder That Transfixed Los Angeles claims that Elizabeth Short was murdered by infamous gangster Bugsy Siegel, allegedly at the request of newspaper magnate the name is Norman and I almost said Jorm. Allegedly at the request of newspaper magnate Norman Chandler. According to Wolfe, Chandler had a brief sexual relationship with Short, and when she became pregnant, he turned to Siegel to have her killed. However, this theory is largely speculative and lacks concrete evidence. Wolfe's suspicions stem from a man he knew growing up, Uncle Vern, who had worked for Siegel and hinted at the gangster's possible involvement in the case. Prior to Wolfe's book, Siegel had never been considered a suspect in the Black Dahlia investigation. Siegel, who rose to power in New York before relocating to Los Angeles in the 1930s, was himself murdered just months after Short in June 1947. Wolfe believes that Siegel and Chandler held enough influence in Los Angeles at the time that the LAPD may have helped cover up the crime, making their potential involvement difficult to prove. There's so many. An additional theory about the Black Dahlia murder suggests that Elizabeth Short wasn't killed by a lone individual, but by a group of 3. In her 2017 book, Black Dahlia, Red Rose, author P.U. Eatwell argues that the murder was carried out by Leslie Dillon and Jeff Connors, allegedly under orders from Los Angeles nightclub owner Mark Hansen. Hansen's name appeared in Short's address book, part of the contents of the now infamous manila envelope. And Short had reportedly stayed at his home shortly before her death. Hansen has said to have pursued her romantically, but was ultimately rejected.
Wow.
2 years after the murder, police began receiving calls from a man identifying himself as Jack Sand, who claimed that Jeff Connors killed Short to keep their affair a secret. Sand was later identified as Leslie Dillon, a man with knowledge of case details never made public and someone who had once worked for Hansen. Eatwell believes the 3 men conspired to kill Short at the Astor Motel where Dillon had been staying. The motel owner later reported discovering a room covered in blood and fecal matter around the time of the murder. Yeah. Witnesses also recalled seeing a dark-haired woman and a man resembling Hansen on the premises. Despite these leads, no charges were ever brought against Dillon, Connors, or Hansen. All right, now I'm going to get into the one that
I was going to say, with that one, what about all of the, surgical, the way that they found the body?
Exactly.
He's just a nightclub owner.
None of those men would know how to
do that.
Here we go.
Okay.
I think this one might...
All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. In 1999, former LAPD detective Steve Hodel began sorting through his late father's belongings when he stumbled upon a small photo album.
Oh, no.
Inside were 2 photographs of a dark-haired woman who he thought looked strikingly similar to Elizabeth Short.
Oh, no.
Steve began to consider the chilling possibility that his father, Dr. George Hodel, might have been the Black Dahlia's killer.
Well,
Elizabeth Short had been bisected with surgical precision, specifically via a I put the phonetic spelling because I was like, okay, via a hemicorpectomy, a procedure taught in the 1930s when George was a medical student. It involves cutting the body below the lumbar spine, the only place it can be cleanly severed without breaking bone.
ah! So gross.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go on.
According to Steve's suspicions, he noticed that the handwritten letters sent to the media by someone calling himself the Black Dahlia Avenger,
Oh, no.
remember those letters,
Yes.
bore a strong resemblance to his father's handwriting.
Oh, dear Lord.
A forensic expert later confirmed there was a high probability of a match, though the results were ultimately inconclusive. So Steve's investigation didn't stop there. In the UCLA archives, he discovered a folder of receipts related to repairs on his childhood home. One of them, dated just days before Short's murder, showed that George had purchased 10 5-pound bags of concrete, the same size and brand as those found near Short's body, believed to have been used to transport it.
Oh.
Yep. Through a series of anecdotal accounts gathered from the friends and family of the original investigators, Steve Hodel discovered that many had heard whispers that the LAPD suspected a doctor living on Franklin Avenue. And where did George Hodel live?
Franklin Avenue.
Franklin Avenue. Mm-hmm. After 2 years of full-time investigation, Steve brought his findings to Stephen Kay, a longtime acquaintance and assistant district attorney with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Steve believed he had uncovered enough compelling evidence to warrant renewed attention from law enforcement. After reviewing the case, Kay agreed, and went so far as to say that if George Hodel were still alive, he would pursue murder charges against him. After publishing his book on his father's possible connection to the Black Dahlia case, Steve Hodel caught the attention of Los Angeles Times columnist Steve Lopez. Curious, Lopez reached out to the LA County District Attorney's Office and was granted access to an old file left behind by Lieutenant Frank Jemison, one of the original investigators. Inside, he found a trove of photographs, newspaper clippings, and hundreds of pages of interview notes. Among them was a major revelation. The LAPD had narrowed its investigation to 6 suspects, and George Hodel was one of them.
Interesting.
Even more disturbing were transcripts from 1950, when police had secretly bugged George Hodel's home. On February 19th of that year, a woman was heard screaming around 8:25 p.m. Later that night, Hodel is recorded saying, "Realized there was nothing I could do. Put a pillow over her head and cover her with a blanket. Get a taxi. Expired 12:59. They thought there was something fishy. Anyway, now they may have figured it out. Killed her." Later, he is heard saying, "Supposin' I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it now. They can't talk to my secretary anymore because she's dead."
So why did they never pursue this man?
Oh, just wait. Dr. George Hodel first drew the attention of investigators in 1949 when his 14-year-old daughter, Tamar, accused him of sexual abuse.
Oh, no.
During the ensuing trial, a boarder named Joseph Barrett told Hodel's lawyer that Tamar had confided in him, saying, "This house has secret passageways. My father is the murderer of the Black Dahlia. My father is going to kill me and everyone in this household because he lusts for blood and is insane."
Jesus.
These chilling statements, combined with the incest allegations, placed Hodel at the top of lead investigator Lieutenant Frank Jemison's suspect list. As a result, Jemison ordered Hodel's home to be bugged. Although the surveillance captured disturbing remarks, like I just read to you, and multiple witnesses later came forward claiming Hodel had killed Elizabeth Short, Jemison eventually closed the investigation and cleared Dr. Hodel of any involvement in the Black Dahlia case.
This is so frustrating.
Dr. Hodel was also acquitted in the abuse case.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I think
Why? How?
I obviously don't know how.
Yeah.
I think it was, this guy was a powerful man and
yeah, that's,
somehow
oh my god, that's
paid
such like
people
a
off.
miscarriage of justice.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating.
Yep.
This case is very frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, okay, sorry.
So Steve believes Elizabeth Short wasn't his father's only victim. He claims to have uncovered a chilling trail linking George Hodel to dozens of other murders, spanning California, Chicago, and even the Philippines.
What?
Yeah, because I believe in 1950, George Hodel, like, fled the U.S.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
Why? Because he thought that they were, like, onto him?
Yeah.
But wasn't he acquitted?
In the abuse with his daughter, that case. But they never actually
closed
charged.
they never charged
So maybe
him.
he might not have known that they closed it and thought
he
like
just
they were
thought
on his
that they were
trail.
onto him, and then he decided to flee.
I believe that he actually first went to Hawaii, like Honolulu, and then eventually he ended up in the Philippines. Yeah. So Steve also believes it's possible that his father was the infamous Zodiac killer.
Ew.
Yeah, which I don't think. I think someone else was the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
But
aren't they, like, they're very different, though?
yeah, the Zodiac killer, like, shot people.
Yeah.
This guy, like,
literally, dissects them.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
a pretty big stretch.
In an episode of Ghost Adventures featuring the Sowden House, Steve Hodel's childhood home, Steve shares his chilling belief that 9 murders from 1940s Los Angeles can be linked to his father, George Hodel. He goes on to claim that 3 or 4 of those victims, including Elizabeth Short, were killed within the walls of the house itself.
Oh, no.
So that's essentially the Black Dahlia case.
Wow.
That's, like, the short version.
Yeah.
Like, you can get lost in this for so long. Like, there's so many
there's suspects.
so much.
There's obviously one suspect who it seems like it is.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that they never charged him. Like, that's just, like... How can you have someone, like, clearly talking about murder, you've bugged their house, and then you just, sit on your hands? Like...
I don't know.
How can you do that? Like...
It really makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And I wish I could, like, be a fly on the wall to see, like, why they decided what happened
to not do it, or to not move forward and charge him.
Yeah, I'm really not sure.
I guess maybe a lot of the evidence was, like, circumstantial, but, like, still there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. Like,
and at the same time, like, this is the 1940s, like, pretty much other than, like, what, fingerprints and, like, maybe, like, you could find hair that looks similar, like, they didn't really have DNA technology. They didn't have the kind of, like, forensic evidence that we do today, so it would be circumstantial mostly anyway.
Point. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I have no idea. But I do have more information about hauntings associated with the Black Dahlia case.
Ooh, okay.
Because that's our thing.
It is.
And of course, both these buildings that are associated with her have beautiful architecture, so I made sure to include little
pictures for me.
I don't have pictures. We can look it up after.
Okay.
But, like, I included little tidbits about the architecture because both these buildings are so nice. The house where George Hodel lived, and where if he killed her, he would have killed her there. It's.
Can you show me now?
We'll do one at a time, okay, Chelsea?
Okay, fine.
We're gonna start with the Biltmore Hotel.
Okay.
The Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles is closely tied to the Black Dahlia case, as it was the last confirmed location where Elizabeth Short was seen alive. So known for its blend of Spanish and Italian Renaissance architecture, Moorish accents, and grand coffered ceilings.
I like this.
The Biltmore was once the crown jewel of LA hospitality. So prestigious, it even hosted the Academy Awards in the 1930s and 40s. Short was said to frequent the hotel. I know, fancy.
Fancy.
Short was said to frequent the hotel with friends and reportedly took Spanish lessons right in the lobby. In the decades following Elizabeth Short's murder, her ghost has reportedly been seen many times at the Biltmore Hotel.
Really?
Guests have described encountering a pale woman with dark hair, dressed in a sheer black or gray 1940s-style dress. She's often spotted roaming the halls or entering and exiting rooms on the 10th or 11th floors. Author Ginny Myers Sane even claims to have captured Short's spirit in a selfie she sent to her son, and I have the photo.
Oh.
It's actually...
You know I need to see all the photos.
It's terrifying.
Okay.
Fine.
Can you show me the photos of the building as a reward? Oh, I hate... No!
I zoomed in a little bit more for you there.
Oh, God, no!
And what's creepy is, like, the thing is literally, like, you can see their legs, you can see their head, you can see that she's got black hair, you can see that she's in, like, a gray dress.
No, why do you keep showing me? You keep acting like you're gonna put it away and then you just turn the screen back to me.
There it is.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk a little bit more about the Biltmore. I have one more paragraph and then I'll show you pictures of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's my reward.
I don't have any more ghost photos.
My reward for seeing that horrifying
There's no more ghost
photo.
photos. That was the only photo.
Oh, that was gross. That was enough.
For anyone wondering, we'll put it in the...
We'll post it on...
Yeah, we'll post it on
Instagram.
when we post the episode.
Yeah.
It'll be in the carousel.
It'll be in the carousel.
Guests staying at the Biltmore Hotel have reported chilling paranormal encounters. From one woman waking in the middle of the night to find a figure hovering over her.
No. Oh, no. That's so... Okay, sorry.
To a couple who heard voices speaking in 1940s transatlantic accents coming from the empty room next door.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fun.
That's the photos. So even the bartenders claim to witness ghostly figures passing by them on a near daily basis.
That's fun.
Can you imagine, like, working at a place and, like, you would see a ghost at least, like, once a day?
Back again. No.
Fuck. So alongside sightings of Elizabeth Short's ghost, guests have reported encountering other so-called resident spirits at the Biltmore.
Okay.
These include a ghostly little boy who appears on the 10th floor, another faceless boy,
okay, no.
said to haunt the rooftop.
Why?
I don't know. A young girl seen wandering the 9th floor, and a spectral nurse who roams the 2nd.
Okay.
So that's the Biltmore.
Well.
Let me pull up some photos for you.
Yes, please.
Biltmore Hotel.
Boy with no face. Don't love that.
I don't like that, no.
I don't like that. So, like, is his face just, like...
I'm assuming he's just got a head and it's just...
blank?
Yeah.
Like, you know in Haunting of the Hill House, or not, The Haunting of Bly Manor, like, season...
Yeah.
Like, when they don't have faces in season 2? I'll show you a photo.
Yeah. I have seen Haunting of Bly Manor, but I haven't seen it in a while. It's just in slot.
They don't have faces in it.
Yeah.
Lives rent-free in my mind sometimes.
Fair.
I don't know why it's disgusting.
Okay, here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That very much does give, like, 1940s glamour. Wow.
Hollywood glamour.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I would love to go there, actually. It's really stunning.
We can.
We can.
We do our
I'm
U.S.
close
road
my eyes
trip.
the whole time. I will not see that trip.
Make sure that we stay on the 10th or 11th floor.
Or the roof with the faceless...
No, we're not going on the roof. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
that.
So another location allegedly haunted and steeped in mystery is the Sowden House, which Dr. George Hodel owned from 1945 to 1950. Designed...
I don't know. I just got a moment. Never mind. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I was thinking of Hiya, Georgie, and then I started thinking of It, and then I started thinking about how they're making a new HBO It series.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Go on.
Okay. No worries. So designed in 1926 by Frank Lloyd Wright Jr., the striking residence was originally built for photographer John Sowden. This massive Mayan revival home is known for its dramatic block-style facade, reminiscent of ancient temples, and its blend of indoor and outdoor spaces, highlighted by a large garage-style window that opens the living room to the elements.
Interesting.
Off the primary suite, a koi pond adds to the home's enigmatic atmosphere.
I never really got koi ponds.
No?
No, because, like, you're just basically setting those fish up for death.
I mean, yeah.
You are. There's so
Yeah.
many, like... Especially if you have one in Toronto. Like, first of all.
Oh my God.
There's so many fat-ass raccoons. Raccoons. So, anyway, yeah. But anyway,
No,
I don't really
feel
get
that.
koi ponds. And also, they're very expensive.
Oh, koi fish are fucking
Koi fish
expensive.
are actually fucked.
Are they like $10,000 per fish?
I mean, I don't.
Maybe not that much. What's something gonna be like? They're like maybe $500, which is still a lot for a fish.
Which is still a lot for a fish. I don't know how much they are. I just remember
I have heard
someone told me that they were expensive.
Yeah, I have heard.
I actually didn't do my own research into koi fish.
No, I haven't either.
But
can't say
I know that
up
they're
to date
not
on koi fish prices. But
I mean, they're probably more now because of inflation.
Yeah.
So when that person told
I'm
me,
sure the koi fish market is
probably
really taking a hit right now.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway, there's
Sorry,
a koi fish pond.
Well,
okay.
They're just setting those fish up for failure.
Yep. I'm just thinking now of all the koi fish in the Mandarin.
It's basically a death trap.
Oh, poor koi fish.
Yeah.
Architecturally, the Sowden House also reflects elements of the Art Deco movement, featuring bold, fan-shaped motifs and raw, brutalist touches. The home is built around a central courtyard with 2 main corridors, one leading to private quarters on the east side, and the other 2 communal living areas in the west.
How big is this house?
It's fucking monstrous. Paranormal activity at the Sowden House actually began with George Hodel's daughter, Tamar. So after the home sat vacant through the 60s and 70s, Tamar broke in one day, driven by a strange pull to revisit her childhood home. Also, just FYI, I got all this information from Ghost Adventures.
All good. All good.
I looked at Google trying to just, like, find information about, like, alleged hauntings at the Sowden House. And I couldn't fucking find anything.
Okay.
So, but I knew I had watched previously the Ghost Adventures episodes. So I was like, I'm just going to watch that and see what they say.
Yeah.
So it's all from there. So Tamar broke in one day, driven by a strange pull to revisit her childhood home. While exploring the basement, she claimed to see the apparition of a woman, though she didn't believe it was Elizabeth Short, though. Over the years, others have reported a strong negative energy within the house, including Tamar's daughter, Fauna, who described it as a place steeped in terror and sorrow. Psychic medium Patty Negri once said she was physically pushed up against a wall by a dark force inside the home. During a seance, she claimed 3 women made contact with her. And then in the Ghost Adventures episode, the crew captured eerie evidence. Pots clanging in the kitchen with no one around.
Don't like that.
Disembodied voices, unexplained noises, orbs, shadowy figures, and a voice whispering directly into Zach Bagans' ear.
No.
A moment caught on camera. And of course, he was not dramatic about it at all. He truly was so dramatic, he hurt Aaron.
Oh my god.
He, like, physically, like, hurt Aaron. Poor Aaron. He's gone through so much.
Oh my god.
He later described a powerful energy shooting straight through his chest. So anyway, that's what happened to Zach Bagans.
Wait, you said you'd show me the house.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Oh, it's weird.
What? This is so...
So just imagine murder. Like,
Oh.
like him... So, like, his son, so Steve, believes his dad killed 3 to 4 people in that house.
I mean,
It's huge. Like, you could definitely
murder
hide
someone.
that shit, yeah.
But it's strange because, like, in the courtyard, where I'm assuming they have the koi pond, right? In this area.
I don't fucking know, I'm assuming.
But, like, that looks very peaceful.
Yeah.
But, like, if you look at the front of the building, it looks menacing.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
Like, that to me gives menacing.
Yeah, that's menacing. It also doesn't look like something that was built at that time.
No.
Like, it looks like it's something that would be built, like, I don't know, in the 80s or 90s or even today.
Right, yeah. Nope, 1926.
Not in, like, 1926.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Yeah, right? 78 years have passed, but the mystery of Elizabeth Short still lingers like a ghost over Los Angeles. The suspects are many, the theories endless, and the truth, if it's even still out there, remains just beyond our grasp. Was she a victim of someone she trusted, a pawn in a larger, more sinister game, or simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? We may never know. But what's certain is this: Elizabeth Short was more than a nickname and a headline. She was a daughter, a sister, a dreamer, and even now, through the fog of time, her story continues to haunt, to fascinate, and to demand justice. Do you have any thoughts about all of this? All the...
Yes.
Everything that I just... speed
I know,
at you?
It's obviously... I can't remember his name.
George Hodel.
It's obviously George.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we've already talked about it, but I mean... Just like the fact that he was never charged is alarming,
right?
To me,
yeah.
And this case is so interesting just because first of all, there's so many suspects. So
yeah, there's a lot.
It's crazy. But I also feel like they didn't, like, when did George Hodel, like, when was it public knowledge that he could have been a suspect?
Not until Steve started looking into it.
Right, so I wonder, like...
So, like, this is, like, that was, like, his book came out in 2003.
Yeah, so, like...
way later.
Yeah, so
no
it's
one
just,
knew.
like, obviously there's a lot of, like, speculation online, and the media, like, spread a lot of, like, misinformation.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like if that was in the media about how...
Everyone would have been like,
this is the guy.
Like, fucking obviously.
Yeah, because there's just... It seems like there's so much evidence stacked against him. So, yeah, very sad case.
Yeah,
but,
I know, it's... Yeah, it, like, really... And, like, looking into her, like, life and stuff, it, like...
Yeah.
Oh, my God, like...
Yeah.
It just made me so sad.
Yeah.
Like, this poor girl was just
so
trying to,
young.
like... And she had gone through so much, like, in her childhood as well, like, with her dad and stuff.
I know. Yeah, I mean, she was so young, and, like, she already went through so much shit in her life. Like, it's just,
She was just trying to live, man.
Yeah.
She's trying to live. But yeah, there's... Like I said before, like, that's, like... pretty much, like, the relevant details, but you can definitely, like, dive deeper into this story. And then for anyone who is, like, wanting to hear more about it, so I listened, like, I don't know when they released it, but recently, Morbid Podcast did, like, a 2-parter on this case, and it was really good. So if you want, like, a deeper dive, I would recommend listening to that. And then I also think, I could be wrong, but I think Crime Junkie also did a deep dive on this as well, but I think that episode came out like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want more information, I just didn't want to. I was already at like 15 pages, and I was like, hey, like.
Yeah. Gotta cap it.
Yeah. It's heavy shit.
Heavy shit.
Heavy shit.
Heavy shit.
Yeah.
Well, we should definitely post the selfie, because
that ghost photo
that is actually frightening.
I was not expecting it to be like that.
When you told me that, I was like, oh, okay,
it's probably just like, you know, like a mist
little bit in the background.
Yeah. And it's like essentially a full human in the background of this.
It's literally
selfie.
a full human, like, standing in the background.
Yeah. And I weirdly get like a weird sense that it is her. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a weird, like, gut feeling like that's her.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing or following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and leaving us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Haunted Hangout Podcast. And if you have a spooky story that you'd like to share with us, you can email us at hauntedhangoutpodcast13@gmail.com.
Thanks for tuning into Haunted Hangout. As always, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.
Okay, bye!
Bye!